luster, strength, vigor, knowledge, beauty, fame, piety, and devotion to your truth will increase. Welcome back, brother. So this morning I have a very interesting topic to discuss with you, and it is concerning the practice of Bramacharya. Some of you might come to know this as semen retention. If you don't know what Bramacharya is, I have some news for you, and that is this cult and cultural idea of semen retention is nothing new. If you are a self-improvement fiend, like I know many of you watching this channel are, and you are privy to the literature, you will have no doubt come across things like semen retention, things like nofap, things like abstinence and celibacy. And I want to share with you how this has been taken from one of the oldest religions in the history of the world, and that is Hinduism. So Bramacharya basically means celibacy. And I'm going to read from my Kindle. This is a book on the consciousness of Krishna in relation to Bramacharya. And I'm going to share with you some of the benefits some of these ancient sannyasis managed to develop by lending themselves to the spiritual path, to the devotional path. And I think some of the benefits and superpowers you might have heard from or are perhaps experiencing at the moment will learn a lot of valuable take on what the Hindus and the Brahmacharis say in their scripture. So, like I just prefaced, Bramacharya means celibacy. The vow of Bramacharya is meant to help one completely abstain from sexual indulgence in work, words, and mind at all times, under all circumstances, in all places. Now, I know this can be a little bit extreme, but I would like you to be patient with how these individuals, these devotees, lend themselves to something like that has been coined more colloquially as nofap. They have several rules that they abstain to, and that is to not think about women, speak about sex life, dally with women, look lustfully at women, talk intimately with women, decide to engage in sexual intercourse, endeavor for a sexual life, or engage in sex at all. Now, I know that is going to be very extreme for some of you, but you can start to see I guess the word is extreme, the more extreme cases of what this practice truly entails. It's very spiritual, and I know a lot of men go into this looking for the benefits in terms of how to attract women and actually engage in the sexual life, but I just want you to meditate on the ideas they share in this text. So, according to Vedic principles, the first part of life should be utilized in Bramacharya for the development of character and spiritual qualities. This is not a material thing. This is not for any external gain. This is truly an inner development. It's thus a student life. It was traditionally vigorous, disciplined, and austere. It is a life of cultivation, of preparation for the future. I have a couple more caveats I want to mention here before we get onto the benefits, because I know that's why a lot of you men are here today. Essentially, this practice, this abstinence, this conscious refrainment from lust and sexual practices is a platform that is going to serve you to act on the spiritual plane. Now let's get into some benefits, okay? By the practice of Bramacharya, longevity, luster, strength, vigor, knowledge, beauty, fame, piety, and devotion to your truth will increase. Now, if that isn't a rationality in itself to begin to move down this path, then I don't know what is. Practice of Bramacharya gives good health, inner strength, peace of mind, fortitude, and long life. It helps to conserve physical and mental energy. It augments memory, willpower, clear thinking, power of concentration, and the ability to grasp philosophical subjects. It bestows physical strength, vigor, vitality, courage, boldness, and strength of character. Just something to add onto the end of that, and there are a couple more that I will go into, but what you really gain from having complete dominion over your faculties, in that impulsiveness you get in the body, and the ideas the mind can trick you into considering when you are on particularly long streaks of abstinence, is that the true power is in that self-government, that there is nothing to control you, that you are not tempted by the carnal nature of the body or the irrationality of the mind. You have complete control. And if that isn't a superpower itself, then again, I don't know what is. I'm going to read on here though. To one who practices Bramacharya, divine knowledge comes as if naturally. His words conveying meaning and authority leave impression on the hearers. Conversely, those who do not practice Bramacharya must always remain in the illusion. They are speaking about the illusion of Maya, which is the illusion of this physical realm we live in, this 3D matrix, this simulation which is predicated on material gain, on fame, reputation. It's all a product of egos. Who are you? What do you represent? How much money do you have? How big's your bank account? What car do you drive? What woman do you fuck? Things like this. Bramacharya is very, very essential. When one becomes detestful to sex life, that is the beginning of spiritual life. Again, this, I know that a lot of this isn't going to pertain to a large sum of you, but detest isn't the word I would use, but is that conscious refrainment, that you are deciding to utilize your sexual energy to cultivate an internal spirituality and connection to source. Without becoming Bramachari, no one can understand spiritual life. And they've also added here, it is to be a pure devotee of Krishna. It's a deity of Hindu scripture. My friends, I've read from the book there, that's Bramachari, Krishna Consciousness. It's a very long book, and I'm going to be covering some more material in the latter section of this book. So if you found this video interesting, please subscribe, because there's another follow-up going to come very soon. My friends, if there's anything I can leave you with here today, is that, look, a lot of you didn't come for the scientific rationality behind why this practice is going to be so resourceful to you. There is evidence, and I plan to go on into some detail in the future on this, but a lot of you get, and I get, very bored with having to evidence my claim everywhere I go. I would rather have the experience, the anecdote of what this practice can lend to me. Okay? If you are skeptical, and I know a lot of you are, go a week, go 2 weeks, go a month, go 90 days, and see how you will begin to see through this illusion of Maya. And if you subscribe to anything of what I've said here, my friends, and subscribe to me, and I will see you very soon.